Hi all, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see what is Agile methodology. The Agile methodology is a way to manage a project by breaking it up into several phases. It means that if you are going to build a new house, then you are splitting those house into hall separately, kitchen separately, restroom separately, and bedroom separately. So this is how the managing the Agile methodology. And Agile is an interactive approach to project management and software development that helps the team to deliver the value to the customer faster and with fewer headache. It means that if you're going to concentrate only on the building a kitchen alone, then you can concentrate, you can buy materials based upon only for the kitchen, and you can do everything properly with lesser headaches, and you don't need to concentrate about halls, how to build hall, and what is the design we have to make it. So we can only concentrate on the kitchen and we can make it very easier. So this is what the Agile approach is best when compared to the other previous models like waterfall models, V model, or whatever. So in Agile, the project will be divided into multiple modules and developed based upon the module priority. So when you are going to when you are going to develop a new software, each and every new softwares will be having their home page, whatever the images page or whatever the histories or it's it or new help page and all. So if you are going to separate all these into uh, modules, then it will be very easier, and you can pick first. Initially we require the home page to be developed as it is more priority one and everyone used to reach the home page. So you can just start from the priority wise in the order and you can build it, and this can be released to the customer as called as an beta version. So next comes like the project period. Usually it will be of 2 months to 6 months, and if it's going to be a like small project, and if it's going to be a big project, then this epic can be split even the epic can be had there may be like multiples of epics in a single project. And Agile, the word or Agile means age. So what is an epic? So epic is a complete requirement of the project. We'll be having a unique tracking Jira ticket for the epic. Under this, we'll be having all the user stories. So epic is the complete requirement. With the word of complete requirement, we can understand that the project's complete requirement is called as an epic. Under this, we'll be splitting all the modules, that is called as user stories. Splitting the module is called as user stories. Here the project manager is the person who will be collecting the requirement from the customers. The customers is called as product owners also. If you're having any clarification required, if the resource is having the agile working the agile methodology has any clarification, then he has to reach through hierarchy model. That is like he has to reach his team lead, and then he has to reach his scrum masters, and then they have to reach the project manager, and then they have to come to the customer. So what is user story? User stories are broken module. As I already said, it's called as a broken module of an epic. It means the separated module from the epic. These each and every user story have their own story points. Let me explain the story points in the next slide. And here I have put on a screenshot where it is saying that the ly-1, the place where after this place use the ly-1, it is the epic ID. So and then ly-2, this is the user story. Okay, and this is how the user story mandates will be displayed in your Jira. When you're as a fresher, you might have not seen. If you're just like your field experience, you might have seen this already. So this is how it will be, and this user stories I will explain in the next slide. So story points are the mandates required by the resource to complete the assignment task. So, what is story point? The story point is the number of days for a person to complete the task. Is called as story points. That's it. These story points needs to be assigned only in the Fibonacci series. So in Agile methodology, we have a thumb rule called as everywhere we follow Fibonacci series. Even for the sprint, we follow Fibonacci series, and we for the even for the story points, we follow Fibonacci series. So mandate is the number of days required for the resource to work on the task. So all the days. So mandates and story points are equally similar. Okay, and one mandate is calculated as only 8 hours of an effective work to be done. So if the story requires 24 hours of work, then the user story should be 3. So 3 into 8, it is 24. So that's what it means here. And then if the sprint is for 2 weeks, then we'll be having a 10 working days. So the story point should be 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8 to the max. So giving user story, we should not include the day one as it goes for sprint planning, and the last day goes for retrospective. A resource can be assigned max of 8 mandates in the sprint who doesn't have any planned leaves. So a sprint, like I am considering the sprint to be of 2 weeks. So there are 10 working days, and in these 10 working days, the day one goes for the sprint planning and the day last go for the retrospective. And if the person doesn't have any planned leave and the 2 weeks doesn't have any holidays, then there's going to be 8 days of work days. So these 8 work days only I can assign. So the person, each and every resource should have only 8 days to the max. And next comes our clarification, like whether a resource can be assigned two or more tasks, with one with two, and then the other one with three, and the other one with three. So we can assign three tasks of the summation of the mandate should remain 8. So next comes sprint planning meeting. What happens in the sprint planning meeting? This meeting happens every last day of the sprint. Sorry, every start day of the sprint. So Scrum Master conducts this meeting. So I said right in the day one of the meeting, the sprint planning used to happen. So that's what I mentioned here. And all the tasks of the sprint will be shared by the business analyst before the meeting. So the business analyst, the person like who sit along with the customers and gets all the requirement, and he is responsible for making them the which of the task to be added in the priority wise order also. So they will be providing all the list of tasks created with Jira IDs, and they will be providing that to the our Scrum Master, and the Scrum Master will be displaying all the tasks for the sprint. The resource have to pick their own user stories based upon their previous experience. So what does it mean here, previous experience? So if a task which has been displayed in the board seems similar with which I have already worked, then the person can take the task very easily, and then he can complete very quickly, and we can deliver the product very soon. So that's what I have mentioned the previous experience it means. So next scenario one, if a person is the if it is an already done task, so just like we are just establishing new country. If it is already there in India and now we are going to take it forward the same feature into Singapore, means if it has been already done with the developer A, so the same developer can pick and complete that into Singapore. So he can take less mandates. So in this case, it will be of scenario one. Scenario two, when two or three resources who have already done the same task, which is displayed in the board in the similar project or before project, then in this case, the each and every developers will be given a chance to provide rate themselves for the story point. If a person says story point of 3 and the other person say of yes 8, then each person will be giving their own definitions, like why they have rated as 3 mandates and why they have rated as 8 mandates. Based upon this like what the speech they give in the meeting, based upon that the scrum master will design the task to be assigned to whom, and then it will be taken forward to the sprint. So for each and every sprint, there will be a sprint label added. So for that is used for tracking purpose. So next comes the stand-up call. What is stand-up call? For this, we can know like it is going to be a meeting happening every day. So this call will happen only for 15 minutes. Here, the person will be all the resources will be given time to explain what was the showstopper. Showstopper it means like what was the problem you have faced, and you have any problem or any requirement of tools required for the testing purpose or if it is development purpose. Is there way who is like it is pending with whom, and all those details can be provided with the Scrum Master. So Scrum Master will be following with the respective spark for the issue, and it will be rectified. So, and what was the task completed yesterday and what we are planning for today. So these are all the things we have to talk in the stand up call. So what is shippable product? I said right for in Agile, if your company can use a story that is like and kitchen is completed. So what we'll do is this kitchen for the sprint we have delivered the kitchen. So this kitchen has to be demonstrated to the client. So this kitchen product is called a shippable product, and we will be having a demo session. So where the consumer will be like looking upon our product and they will be providing feedbacks on it. So next comes the retrospective meeting. This meeting happens on every sprint last. Okay. So here in this meeting, what we'll discuss is like what are the issues we have faced and how we have overcome, and do you have any like new scenario approach, and we'll be noting them into a conference page and we'll be using them in the future. If you are having if you are like coming across the same issues like in the previous sprint, then we can just go here and we can look on the solution log what we have approached and what is the time period taken. So by this we can estimate our time for the current issue. So this is about the agile methodology. So this is more than enough to learn agile methodology in the basic level, and you can experience this through practical way in your coming organizations. Thank you all. Bye.